I see my character killing the... Oh!
Yeah.
Check one, two. What is up, guys? Your boy Kagi, back at it again with a new video. And in this video, I bring you the whole wazoo, the whole team behind Red Village, ladies and gentlemen, the most important people in the Red Village. And we're going to find out what is the Red Village all about and what is the future of this game. I'm very, very interested in this game. As you guys may know, I made a video. It's going to pop up right here on the top right of this video. If you guys want to check out the overview, stick around to learn everything from the founders of this game.
So yeah, Lucian, I'm the overarching program director / CEO of the Red Village.
Yeah, I'm Brendan. I look after communications and creative.
And I'm Matan. I help on the tech side.
The three of you are juicers, basically. That's what you're telling me. Absolute juicers. Absolute juicers. No,
The founding team.
the founding juicers. Obviously, the game is something like Z-Run meets fighting, and then in the future, it might have something with MMORPG. So what brought you guys together to make this beautiful project?
You know, one day Brendan and I were sitting and watching the RuneScape documentary on YouTube, actually. And we had the conversation, we're like, how cool would it be if we could bring something like RuneScape to the blockchain after playing Z-Run for a few months, you know? So this whole thing just sort of stemmed from there. And obviously, you know, we're dear friends with Matan. He's a brilliant mind from a numbers perspective, coding, tech, and Brendan's a fantastic creative. And so the three of us just sort of, I guess, built this amazing project now that's just sort of complementing one another's skill sets. And yeah, really proud of it. It's awesome.
I think one of the big things was like looking at all the other games on the blockchain and seeing that the big hole in the market is like playable, really fun, exciting, you know, games. And there's a lot of stuff coming out in a few years, which is going to be absolutely huge. I'm aware of that. That's a few years away. There's a lot of cool stuff on the market already, but you know, in terms of stuff that's a bit more engaging and a bit more like the games that a lot of us grew up playing, like Diablo, you know, those MMORPGs, they're not quite there yet, a lot of them. So we want to sort of be the first to the market, and that's where we really started. Okay,
and from the technical perspective, since we have Matan here, how hard is it to make this game, you know, compared to something, because it's like Z-Run meets fighting, right? For me, it's an interesting concept because we haven't seen a fighting game like Z-Run or Pegaxi or whatever, one of those that you can actually watch your characters, whether it's a horse or whatever, compete against other characters, right?
For sure. Look, it was a steep learning curve, and I certainly didn't do it by myself. You know, I had a lot of assistance in kind of designing what we've put together, and we certainly shouldn't be underselling. I mean, we are the three founders, but we have probably another I think we're around 40 people that we work with.
Yeah.
Holy,
help make this stuff happen.
Really? Like the team is this big right now?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We got a whole tech team. We've got, you know, the animation team. We've got the game development team. There's a lot going on. So while we kind of had the brains to bring this thing together, a lot more people needed to make it happen. So in terms of the game itself, you know, I had the concept, but it took a while to you know, really nut out and figure out exactly how it's going to work. And then we have obviously our tech team who are actually implementing it. So while I had the concept and we came out, you know, with how the gameplay and the algorithm itself would play out, they are the ones that really are going to make it work, going to make it secure, going to make it on the blockchain. You know, there's a lot of knowledge that goes into making this thing happen.
So how does it play out?
Spot on, man. So I think there's a couple of elements. So there's the tournament side and then the summoning side. So in terms of the tournament, you'll go on, you'll pick a tournament that your fighter, everyone will have a barracks. So they may have one champion, they may have multiple. They'll go onto the tournaments page. They'll pick a fight that's coming up or a tournament that's coming up that is a buy-in that they're willing to pay. It might be a couple of bucks, it might be more. And then a class that they have a fighter in. So we'll have different classes of tournaments. You'll pick that tournament, you'll pick your fighter, you'll pick your fighter's preferred fighting style. So each you'll make a decision going into that tournament how you want your fighter to fight. And each fighter has their preferred style, but you don't know what it is until you fight with that fighter a lot and you get to understand how they perform. And then, you know, at the time the tournament goes, it'll trigger, you get to watch the fight take place, and then the winner and second place will keep the winnings from that. So that's in terms of the tournaments, and then you touch quickly on, you know, how the genes work, and that's a separate element. So that's when we get into the summoning and when you want to create new characters and new champions. And that's where the genes come into play. So your own fighter has genes that they can pass on, and as well from, you know, the summoned characters before them, you can pass those down as well. So there's a lot of genetics at play too. Yeah. So each fighter has an R number, Some viewers might be familiar with how Z do. And so that's really just a sign of how far down the genetic line you are. So the pure bloods will be anywhere from R1 through R12. The half bloods will be R13 through R99, and then we've got the soulless who are below them who have no R number. And so going into a fight, the fighter with the lower R number will go first. So there's a little bit of an edge to have one of those pure blood champions. And then, when we're talking about the summoning, it's better to summon with a pure blood champion because your R number is going to be smaller again, more likely for you to go first in a fight as well.
Okay, and what about, can anybody tell me about tokens? Like right now it's a tournament, you pay a fee. But I know there's going to be different game modes. There's a 1v1 to the death. Then you got the big battles between like different guilds. It could be between different collaborations of projects that might be connected to the game. Is there going to be any tokens in the future? Something like SOP, related to Axie here, but it could be a different model. But just is that something you guys are thinking about?
Yeah, look, we don't want to, we don't like to commit to anything that isn't locked in, isn't set in stone. And I think we've been really good at that with all of our roadmaps and everything. We're hitting all of our markers. So we're very cautious about making these kind of announcements. But absolutely, these are discussions that we're having. It obviously makes a lot of sense for our platform, for the tournaments themselves, as well as the expansion. So yes, we're having these conversations, but nothing is locked in quite yet.
But I think one part about it is when we do this sort of stuff, it's going to be about encouraging people to play and linking it all in with the gameplay. It's not going to be one of those tokens that kind of has that constant downward pressure because everyone's trying to pull all the value out of it. We're going to do it in a slightly different way. We've already sort of had some conversations about this, early conversations, and making sure that it's really viable and a long term, like a longevity, that it's going to be linked to your gameplay. You're going to have fun while you're playing it, and that it's just something that you sort of earn on the side. We don't think about it as a play to earn game. It's more like a play and earn game. The game comes first. The earning will come with the token second as a part of it, but the game's going to be first and foremost for sure.
Now, in terms of the NFT sales, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have already dropped the Genesis one. What about the next one? There's a next one coming in I think a few days, right?
Yeah, so we dropped our Genesis in November. They sold out in 11 minutes, I think. So it was quick, right? There was a lot of demand for that, which is fantastic. And then we have our Mystics, which are the next sort of lot of pure blood champions. And look, there's only ever going to be in this whole ecosystem, 28,000 pure blood champions. There was 5,000 Genesis, there's 6,000 Mystics. The Mystics, they're actually, they go on the 24th ET, is that right, Matan? Or 25th ET? 24th ET for the pre-sale, which was 14 times oversubscribed. So there was obviously a lot of hype around that. And then we've got the public sale begins on the 25th at 4 p.m. ET. And it's going to be huge, and then the game is very, very shortly after. So, people that are getting those Mystic Champions are going to be able to use them in game, like within a week or so. So it's really exciting.
You guaranteed me. You told me. Guaranteed. You said, don't worry. I promise you're gonna have fun playing it. When you watch your fights play out, you're gonna have fun. So is that the case? Is that the case, really?
It is. And I know traditionally the style of game we were making or have been making is, usually your forte. You prefer the big MMORPG style, which is cool, and we're doing that as well. But I'm going to change your perception, I think. I'm going to try and, make you excited, make you have a good time, and I think you're going to have fun, man.
When I see my character killing the... Oh! But anyways, guys, I know this was a short interview with you guys. I think people got the juice. They understand when the drop is coming, the 24th. This is Z-Run meets fighting, ladies and gentlemen. In the future, an MMORPG. You got genes that you got to learn to breed your characters. There's a lot of complexities to this game as well. So make sure you check out this game. And is there any last words you guys want to say about the game? Something that people should know?
Well, I mean, it's going to be fun. Come and join us in the Discord, say hello. The community is always ready to say hello, and then, kill you in the arena later. So I think just come, say what up, get involved, and you'll have a good time. And I think you'll see why we are building a real groundswell of a movement. You'll see why people are actually pretty bullish on this project, and we're going to have a lot of fun over the next couple of years in the Red Village.